Happy Thursday night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Week 15, playoff time. This is Anthony Blake Jr. back with another episode of Flawless Fantasy Football. This is just an accountability, video real quick, just to let y'all know how I did in my leagues. Thursday night football, we got Chiefs and the Chargers. Should be a doozy. Everybody's expecting it's going to be a high-scoring slugfest. Usually when we get geeked up like that, it's nothing like that. But nevertheless, it should be a good game. A lot of majority of people are playing. It's not really any key inactive, so that's what's up. So it should be a lot of fireworks, Looking to see how productive Austin Eckler will be. Will he get the workload that he usually get, or will they taper him back some? The word is they're going to taper him back, but can they afford to? I don't think so. So we'll see. And Tyrek Hill, he hasn't had a hit game in a while. He suffered from drops this season. And Travis Kelce, can he put up a boom game because he's trailing behind Mark Andrews now, in the tight end ranking. So there's a lot to be seen. He's been number one tight end for some years straight. So it's gonna be interesting. I got an errand to run after I drop this video, and I'm gonna go get me something to drink, and I'm gonna turn up. So I hope y'all enjoy the game as well. Far as my leagues, keep in mind I had 3 leagues, right? And again, this is something I take pride in because no other YouTube fantasy football content creator, gives you an inside look at their teams. They'll tell you, oh, I have so many shares of this person. Oh, I have so many shares of that person, or this person popped off this day, or oh, this person didn't do so good. But you don't know what their team looked like. They'll sit back and tell you or advise you on a thing, but you don't see the fruits of their labor. And that's something that I'm doing, So as we've seen, I had 3 leagues. One I was in second in last week, and I was carrying on some at night, some win streaks. And the second league, all 3 of them are different. Actually, remember the first one was my league of record team that's been in existence since 2001, Fly Like an Eagle. It's a 12-man standard league. It's by points, it's by record and then points, no playoffs. So you got to play to the end. You got to make it to the finish line. I've seen teams in 17-week season be in first place at week 13 by 2 games, and they have a couple injuries and they trip up and they lose. Heck, it actually happened to me one time, but it was like earlier. I started out like 7-1 and I got caught, but I made amends for it. But then still got some more championships out of that league. But it was a tough one, because I was balling at 7-1. But so the first league is that one, standard league, 12-man and 12-team league. I was in second place. I'm still in second place in that sucker. And I thought I played against my nemesis, my arch rival. He's Champnificent. That's my brother. He known him since 6th grade. But I tell you something, when it comes to fantasy football, me and him I kind of brought fantasy football to him in '99 when I got out of the military, because I've been, actually been involved that long. And we used to sit down before the games on Sunday, and we would have a quarterback, running back, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a kicker, and a defense. And it was touchdown only. So you can throw for 300 yards, but if you don't throw a touchdown, you don't get 3 points. So basically it's 3 points for a passing touchdown, 6 points for a rushing or a receiving one. And I don't know if we did kickers. I think we did kickers, but I'm not sure. And defense. And that was back when Sean Alexander and Edgerrin James and stuff like that. It go way back, Marshall Faulk and stuff like that. It was a good time, and that's when you could only see it wasn't like internet and stuff back then. We ain't had that type of stuff back then. It was like where you found, maybe it wasn't internet like that, but you found out through the ticker at the bottom of the screen. That's how you found out that somebody scored, straight up, so for the most part. But that was some good times. But he's my arch nemesis, and we always go head to head. There ain't no friends in fantasy football, baby. No friends. And me and him squared off for the second time this season. And your boy skipped them up. Your boy skipped them. I ain't gonna lie, I was scared at first because they had the percentages for him winning in the early games, and I like 31%, you know. But then when your boy started turning up and Tom started yamming them TDs, but he had Herbert, so he was balling too. But you know, just outlasted him, you know. But it was a good game though. So I'm still in second place because me and him was in a tie with second place, but I had points over him. So I got sole possession of second. Still, I'm going to show you that lead real quick because I can talk about that forever and a day. But, so I won in the first league. And I'm going to tell you something about that league, though. I'm going to show you what happened. In this league, which I love, trust me, I love the competitive edge, and everybody plays fantasy football different. But in this league, we do waivers on Wednesday. You can have 2 transactions. You can only make 2 transactions a week. And we play individual defensive players, so you got to in this legal record, my first team. So you have to have a lineman, a linebacker, and a safety. So to me, when you in the other positions as well. So like you only have 2 positions. Some of these people that's listening, they understand that. So you have to really manage your team. You have to plan for oncoming bye weeks, of injury issues and everything else. So and only 2 transactions a week. So if you mess it up, you got to make sure you have a bench or you have backup players. It's beneficial to be that. You know, you can still win without, but you're really chancing it. Plus, you know, if you catch an L in this league, it's an L. You don't get those sneak in there at 6th place and make it to the playoffs and hope you get it for a run. You know, but everything went good with that. But I'm gonna tell you, last week I had an issue because, of course, everybody know I endorsed Elijah Moore, and I drafted him in all 3 of my leagues because I believed in him, and I pushed people to actually to scoop him up before he blew up. Everybody here on my channel know that. Before he caught his first receiving touchdown, I had people picking him up and putting him in the lineup, you know. So that's what's up. And I showed y'all that too, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, my subscribers here know. So Elijah Moore screwed me because after the waivers, he ended up going on IR. And I love running backs. I ain't gonna lie. I've been called the running back hoarder. I just hoard running backs. You know why? Because running backs win leagues. Wide receivers don't. They may help the cause, but they don't lead them. Not in my opinion. So I had 3 active wide receivers at the time. No, I had 4, but I didn't play Osborne that I picked up. I didn't play him on Thursday night because I wanted to play Elijah Moore. I don't know if I said Elijah mentioned before. Elijah Moore from the Jets because I birthed him. And maybe a Saturday, they shut him down for 3 weeks. They put him on the IR. I was fire hot. So I'm going against him, but then he didn't have a defensive back. So it kind of worked out because then T.J. Hawkinson on Saturday, you know, was doubtful and he wasn't going to play for him. So it kind of worked out. But, okay, all right, you know, I'm going on a tangent. So it worked out. I'm going to just show you the results of that real quick. Let me show you. Okay, as you can see, I'm at the top. The top, that's week 14. You can see that there. Weekly results. Champnificent, that's his. He has actually 3 championships since 2001, and I have 4. But this is a very competitive league here. Everybody been in here for a vast majority of the time since its inception, the league's inception. I got him 127.5 to 108.95. And I'm going to show you, he had Herbert, put up a 29, Chubb. I felt that Chubb wasn't going to have a good game, but so he stayed at 7.5. He played Sony 9.5. I wasn't scared of Sony. Not playing against Arizona, I wasn't afraid of him. Justin Jefferson, he had that early touchdown on Thursday. Remember that? I thought that dude was going to put up a 30 burger. He had 10 in one play essentially. And he ended up with 14.9. Mind you, this is standard scoring. Van Jefferson scored. He had Scantling that gave him a 2. Cole Kmet gave him a 2, but he initially had Hawkinson in there, but he didn't play. Carlson, the reliable kicker for
Raiders, didn't have a good day. He only had 3. And going on with there, Jamal Adams had a 0 because he, only had so many transactions, but he decided to put in other players. Dallas Cowboys ripped up Washington 108. And here's your boy, the Prophet 2021. All right, I want you to see something here. I'm going to explain this for a second. I got Tom Brady here with the 36, and he had the touchdown in overtime, so that made Herbert's 29 really, null and void. I see the running backs here. See, I got that 0 for Elijah Moore because I didn't have any more wide receivers because I had already played my fourth wide receiver on that Thursday. But Metcalf with the 4 and Lockett with the 23. He shouldered the load, Dillon with an 8 and 1. Alice Collins with the 1. Now, mind you, my homeboy Jonathan Taylor was on bye. So Knox picked it up with a 13. Bass had 9. Michael Parsons had 2 sacks. Justin Poirier had 8.5. And Denver defense did well to be 127 points. Now, mind you, I have, all this is predictive stuff. I got Hurts. I played him a couple times this year. Gainwell, Howard, David Johnson. He went on IR, or I would have likely paid him last week. He'd have got me more. I wouldn't have played Alex Collins. And Tony Pollard, Jonathan Taylor's on bye. KJ Osborne I didn't play. And Higbee and Buccaneers defense gave me a 7. But I won decent. Now, see, some people may say, see it and be like, that's not, the running backs didn't have any production. That's what I try to tell people. One player don't make a team. I scored 127 points without Jonathan Taylor. Some people I see in certain forums be like, I passed up on Mixon after all the years that I did. I drafted him and he's balling this year and this is the reason why I'm not doing well. That's not the reason why you're doing well. The reason you're not doing well because you didn't pick a sound option where you would have picked Mixon at. One person don't make a damn team. You can have Mixon, Jonathan Taylor, Eckler, Kupp, on your team individually, but if you don't have a team to surround them, see, because it's up and down. Some players on your team are going to do subpar. Some are going to pop. That's why you need high ceiling players and safe players on your team. To make up for when the safe players probably don't do that, but you have some people that pop on your team. It's a collective effort, not a damn one-man freaking show. So, that's the deal. It's all about the team. Team. I've known people that had CMC for multiple years and didn't win the championship. Well, one, because he glassed out, but even in his great year, didn't win the championship. Who cares because he's putting up freaking 30 points a game in PPR or whatever, 25 half PPR. If you don't have a team around him, you're going to catch L's. Just that simple. So, that was that. So, going back to the standings in that one, I am currently sole possession of second place. As you can see here. NFL standings, 11-3. I'm 10-4, 4-game win streak. Still chasing that guy up top, my cousin. He's got a hell of a squad. He's got Mixon. And he's got Fournette. And he's got Tyrek Hill. And he's got the rookie for Cincinnati wide receiver. And Debo. It's hard to catch him. Not gonna lie. He lucked up a couple weeks ago, and somebody played Henderson. Played Henderson against him when he scored low, and Henderson got a 0 because he didn't play, and that was Sony breakout game. Because they had him in there saying that he was going to play limit, but he never played at all. The person had 2 17-point running backs on the bench. So really, me and him supposed to be tied. But, fantasy will make you laugh and it'll make you cry. So anyway, 10-4. 10-4 with a 4-game win streak, second place. If he slip on the bench, he gets it's 4 more weeks, right? 15, 16, 17, 18. I just need him to lose 2 out of the 4. It's very possible because he got to earn these weeks that's coming up because he play against some formidable opponents. Because I'm going to tell you, your boy don't plan on losing no more. I'm going to tell you straight up. Your boy don't plan on losing no more.
I got one other former opponent. I think he's week 17. Because I'm going to walk over to do it this week and next week. And then I played a decent tough team week 17. Then I played another soft team week 18. So if he slip, if I get in the first, guys, I'm not gonna relinquish it, okay? Promise you that. All right, so that's that. So I won last week and I'll see your 4-game win streak. All right, so I'm gonna go to the second one. And the second one is the NFL.com league, 12-man PPR, a half-point PPR. My first time in this league. My rival, my brother Dre, his older brother's league, basically, with his homeboys over in Houston and Texas area. So it's my first time getting in it. I think I was 0-2 in the beginning, you know. I lost a heartbreaker on Monday night because it was the tight end for Oakland's birthday or something. And I think the dude had like 15 catches on me or something, you know, and I lost by like 3, you know. So, but nevertheless, and I lost again. And then on the third week, I beat the first place team, and then I start, you know what I'm saying, putting things together. So, you know, see, because sometimes you got it. Again, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Mind you, I'm going to show you the standings in that league. Well, I don't know if I want to show you the standings anymore because it's the playoffs. Now, mind you, remember, I was 9-4 in that league. I'm going to go to the standings. Okay. First, let me tell you what happened. See, what had happened was, this is the standings. Dude right there, 11-3. I'm going to be honest with you. The team that's in the first place, he don't have a team. Team ain't that good. Me right there, 11-5. You see that right here? I'm going to show you something. Right, see. Where is that? L1. A freaking L1, dog. I'm going to explain that real quick. So, but you see, even after week 14, I still had sole possession even though I lost. I put him a team, right? And it don't matter if I win or lost, I was going to have second place sole possession. So I knew Chubb wasn't going to have a good game, so I was talking trash to them in chat and telling them I was going to bench Chubb because I just didn't feel he was going to have a good game. He didn't have a good game. I think he had 7 points in standard, maybe 8 or 9 points, 9.4 points or something like that in half-point PPR. And out of all my running backs that I started, because I started Patterson, Dillon, and somebody else, and Antonio Gibson. Antonio Gibson had a terrible game. He had 3 or 4 or something like that. So, because I played Gibson, in which he would have been the one I said, I lost. Because I lost by 4. You know, but either way, it didn't change me because I could have won by 1,000 or lost by 1,000. I still would have been in second place. So it really don't matter. I was just showing them that I had the heart to bench that dude. Because I knew he wasn't going to have a good game. But nevertheless, I wanted to show you the matchup and what happened. Mind you, too, check this out. I had Higbee on my team, right? And they played Monday night, remember? Played Higbee. So I'm getting up, work, you know, sliding in, you know, getting ready. I'm ready to watch the game and stuff. And they say, Higbee, somebody else playing Higbee on, you know what I'm saying, COVID. I'm like, ain't no COVID. You know, I had some type of issue because one of my phones went down that I had the app on because my main one didn't. Never, screw all that. But the fact of the matter is, come to find out it was a damn false positive. So he ain't much test freaking. He wasn't even positive at all. I ain't finna go on no COVID. I'm not even gonna go on it. So basically, because of that, I didn't have a tight end to play, so I just gave it a 0. I must try to go get a backup tight end, and I had lost 105 to 109. But that was kind of crazy because a false positive ended up costing me. But it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. So this is what it's looking like now. I have a bye. Right? I have a bye. And I forget what seeds play what. So I'm not even really trying to put in a lineup, you know? You know, the number 1 seed, Detroit King, the team I just beat, and Venom play against him. And Run DMC, the winner out of Run DMC
and All or Nothing plays me. Now this dude does have a good team, Run DMC. But
pardon my French, but he's a trade whore. His name's Cedric. That's my homeboy's brother's homeboy. And that's kind of like the league he created, so he's kind of like the common denominator out of them. So it's like, how you have Kamara, right? Somehow he ended up finessing and trading somebody for Dalvin Cook. So he had Dalvin Cook and Kamara. He's one of these people, was like, try to finesse and give somebody something to get a stud back. Nevertheless, he did that crap against, I played him a couple weeks ago and I pounded him. You know what I'm saying? So, but he got a good team, but he's a trade whore, man. It's like, if you don't, yeah, I know teams like that. You know what I'm saying? Players like that just like to trade. I think that's where they get the excitement from. But nevertheless, I'm on a buy in this league. I did do waivers. Who did I pick up? I picked up, because just because you're on a buy and you're in the playoffs, don't mean you just sit around. You still do waivers. I picked up, it wasn't nothing much. I picked up Kenneth Gainwell and dropped Denver because I played Denver last week. And I picked up Philadelphia Eagles defense because they played Giants week 16. Because I don't want to play the Patriots defense, because I had a Patriots defense in this league. I didn't even show y'all that. But I don't want to play the Patriots defense against Buffalo. It's not fruitful. They may win, but you're not gonna pop off. You're gonna get like big points because Buffalo's gonna put up points when they play in week 16 next time I play. So I wasn't in the business of trying to play them, so I picked up another team. I looked for next week 16. It was after week 4. I'm looking, boom, Philadelphia play against Giants. That's a nice game to have. Here go week 14 results. Just I didn't show y'all that, so I got to be transparent and show y'all that. Josh Allen gave me that 43. I played against Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers just throwing touchdowns at the end for no reason. Like, there was no resistance for that dude. He had James Robinson that gave him a 1. Cordell Patterson gave me that. Mooney gave me a 2. Christian Kirk gave him a 10. He had 2 deep passes for 40 yards. That helped him a lot. Osborne. Kittle had the 27. See, that was Herculean. So, but he got a good team too if it come together. But he should have got beat. But nevertheless, that's my team. Second place, still putting the wins together. I should win this week in my first league. I'm on a bye week in week 2. The third league, which was the Megala Bowl League, the one that's with the fantasy footballers. Remember when I told y'all about that? It was week 13 when I found out the playoffs started week 12. So I didn't maximize my lineup. So I'm not going to even try to forecast what happened with that. My team popped off for a few weeks, but it is what it is. But knowing when playoffs started, I was in second place with the Flames with a W6, a W5. So y'all saw that. So when playoff came, I was in the playoffs and I was second in the division. So y'all saw that with your eyes. So that's that. Hey, just a quick accountability post from me, because I'm the only fantasy football content creator out there showing what I got going on from week to week. Mind you, I didn't start this till like week 12 or week 13 because I got other stuff going on early in the year. But I'm going to incorporate that, the same thing. You're going to see my drafts and everything else. Look, man, I've been playing fantasy football since in the 90s. I'm not going to sit up here and have 15, 35 freaking teams. I'm a grown-ass man with a freaking goddamn family, I'm not a little boy that's 24 years old sitting around here, with his thumb up his freaking ass doggone with all these fantasy teams. I play fantasy football for primarily to teach people and to guide people and show them trends and stuff like that, so I can get them some of my knowledge. Secondly, like when I did play it hardcore, I played it for prestige. I didn't play it for money and everything else, although you got to add money to keep the competition level up. Flawless Fantasy Football. Is your first time watching this video, please subscribe. Welcome to the channels, to the new members. I appreciate y'all. It's nice to have this nice group of nice tight-knit group that I can call a family, and I'm glad that we can share this together. Flawless Fantasy Football, like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all, if y'all in the playoffs, maximize your lineups, get the W's, and let's keep marching forth. Flawless, baby.